Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories that we keep retelling throughout history. Tonight we're going to pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts, Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. As we begin, I want to remind viewers of the last episode of The Treatment about the story The Pied Piper, which we adapted into The Ratcatcher of Hamelin. Frank Switek of One Guy's Opinion reviewed earnest and heartfelt and encouraging acts of kindness to others. That's certainly a welcome message in today's world.
What is that a review actually of?
It's not of
Doesn't matter.
our movie.
I, at this point, I'm just curious.
Brave the Dark.
Never even heard of it.
Really? It's apparently trending or something.
Yeah, I haven't been on social media in like 2 months, so...
It's really not worth being on.
Yeah.
So, Billy.
Yeah.
Will you remind me what's on the wheel?
The wheel, the great wheel of things we will maybe talk about eventually. We have Little Bo Peep, Prometheus, Three Little Pigs, Jack and the Beanstalk, Rapunzel, The Tortoise and the Hare, Little Red Riding Hood, 12 Dancing Princesses, and Little Red Hen.
You're going to edit that out, right?
I'm not sure yet.
I want this to seem at least a little professional.
Have you met us?
Bill
Yeah, and I know that you can
fart in one of ours.
Yes, but that's your podcast. I know you, Bill. I have met you. And I know that you can fake it for at least an hour and a half because you are a consummate professional.
I really want to edit this out, but in just this section, leave in. Just Mark
Edit out the burp, and then just Mark lays into me for nothing.
Hey, Bill, how about you spin the wheel?
Let's spin the wheel. Would it be funny if it landed on burp?
I think they already made that.
It landed on... Ooh, the newest addition to the wheel, 12 Dancing Princesses.
This is weighted.
I can't tell if you could hear the applause, but the website I used just clapped at me.
Yes. Clapped for the winner.
Cody, being the winner, can you tell us what are the 12 Dancing Princesses?
So, the 12 Dancing Princesses is a fairy tale of a kingdom in peril. The king and queen have 12 daughters of various ages. They're all roughly teenagers.
The math ain't mathin'.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. These girls simply cannot stay awake during the day. They have hired all kinds of people to investigate them. They've had scientists investigate them. They've had magicians investigate them. They've had tutors come in. They've had various people with behavioral training come in. These girls cannot stay awake during the day. And so the king finally, in desperation, makes an offer to the land in general and says, hey, if anyone can figure out what the fuck is wrong with my daughters, I will give you whichever one you want in marriage, or there's various the various versions say different things. One is the hand of my daughter in marriage. One is whatever you wish for, etc., etc. And so the person who comes forward to ultimately solve it is one of the servants at the palace. He has a thing for one of the older middle daughters. He is also like 18, she's like 17. And so basically he sneaks into the girl's room at night and discovers that there's a portal that opens where they go into this other world and they dance for 8 to 12 hours. And then they come back to their beds and they don't remember leaving. And that's why they're exhausted. And they're also, another thing I forgot is they're also wearing out every pair of shoes that they own. The kingdom is going into debt to keep these girls having shoes on. And so he solves both of the problems. Again, there are various reasons or explanations why it's happening. Usually it's because the king fucked up and cursed somebody. And somebody cursed him, rather, and is punishing his daughters to do so. Sometimes it's the queen did something wrong. But ultimately, the servant manages to solve the problem by waking the girls up while they're in the dreamland. And he brings back proof. I think he goes into the land 3 nights, because of course it's like a fairyland, so there's a bunch of different shit, and it's like, okay, he brings back a gold branch one night, and he brings back a jewel another night, and he brings back silver the 3rd night or whatever, as proof that he's in this place and it's real, and that's where where the king's daughters are going. And in the end, he wakes up the girl that he loves, and she wakes up all of her sisters, and then they never end up going back to the magical sleepwalking, whatever place again.
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I was like half listening to everything you just said because I was reading the Wikipedia plot synopsis.
How close was I? Because I'm pretty sure mine came from the Barbie version.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because there's some stuff that you missed. And first off, it was originally collected by the Brothers Grimm around 1815.
People got their feet cut off in that one, I bet.
There's also a French one from Charles Dulin in his Conte du Roi Cambrinus from 1874, which he credits mostly to the Grimms.
There's also wanted to show off that you speak French.
I sure did.
I'm waiting for him to reach over and grab his copy off the shelf.
Some of the details that I want to add, any suitor who wants to figure it out, you get 3 days, 3 nights, and if you don't figure it out, you get the choppity.
Ah, yes.
Which head?
The thinking one.
Okay.
It's an old soldier coming back from the war who ends up being the one to try it. He's warned by an old woman that there's something weird going on, so don't drink the wine. The old woman gives him an invisibility cloak.
Oh yeah, she's like the girl's governess, and she's probably a witch.
The place where they go, first there's a grove of silver trees, and then a grove of gold trees, and then a grove of diamond trees, and that's where he gets each of the things that he brings back.
Yes.
What in the Animal Crossing is this place?
Did you mention the princes?
No.
These people have more kids?
No.
Oh.
In the fairyland, after they get past the diamond trees, there's 12 princes, and each prince has a boat, so there's 12 boats. And the princes take the princesses away in the boats, and that's where they dance with the princes, and then get dragged back at 3 a.m. The youngest princess keeps, hearing the soldier snap twigs off the branches and clearly hearing him behind them, but she keeps saying hey, there's something wrong, and the oldest is no, you're making things up. He gets in the boat with the youngest, and the prince kind of complains that it feels like the boat is heavier than usual. So yeah, and then it ends with him marrying the oldest princess because he's an old man too. And the 12 princes are cursed for as many nights as they've danced with the 12 princesses. So
is there any explanation for why in there?
No.
Oh.
There is an explanation for how he doesn't drink the wine. He has a sponge tied under his chin.
Which no one will notice. If I can say anything about 16th century French sponges, discreet.
So, as always, I think that the first question to ask is vibes. And I feel like there's no other way to do this except it's magic, it's fairies, it's not quite love romance as much as they made a Barbie version.
Yeah.
So I think we want to hit, we're not doing another The Vavitch situation.
No.
Correct.
No.
But I want us to hit harder than Barbie.
Are we talking live action Chronicles of Narnia? Are we in that range? Are we going Lord of the Rings? Little harder edge?
I feel like I want to split the difference between those two.
Okay.
So kind of like epic fantasy.
A really soft epic fantasy.
So we are thinking live action, not animated.
I'm thinking live action, but so I just saw this movie called The BFG.
Why?
I'm so sorry.
I listen to your podcasts. I'm kind of thinking like the BFG in terms of live action, really heavy CG to the point that you can't even tell when they did things practical, and I mean that in a negative way.
Disney,
Those are my words exactly.
Disney's
Yes.
live action Beauty and the Beast.
Yes,
Also for vibes.
but with more pastels.
So I had a different idea on that same track. If there's a portal to another world,
Mm-hmm.
what if our world, the starting world, the status quo world, is, live action, fantasy elements. The portal is animated. And I mean like 2D hand drawn, to go enchanted with it. Is that something we want to explore?
Okay.
Or do you think that would I'm not sure how that would detract from the rest of it.
I like it. I do. I'm just still kind of stuck on like the shitty CGI bright colors.
Okay, yeah. So closer to Wizard of Oz than Enchanted.
Yes. Thank you. That is exactly what I think I want us to hit.
Got it. So more muted color palette and then into like a brighter, more vibrant, or more pastel.
Like everything in the normal world is just totally normal live action. Practical effects. And then it's once they go down into the other place, that's where everything gets all CGI and enhanced and bright colors.
Yeah. It needs to seem tempting. Because I think that's the
Yeah.
moral of the story. That's what I'm reading from it, at least. Because I had not heard this one before. My read of it
Neither
is that,
have I, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems like a warning against temptation. That while maybe going out dancing for a night is fun once, if you do it every night, you're going to fall asleep during the day and they'll cut off your feet or whatever the Grimms did.
Well, to be fair, the Grimm fairy tales didn't usually have, like, they weren't Aesop. They didn't have lessons. Sometimes it was just, hey, life's a horror show. Good luck, kids.
Yeah. Yes, sometimes, but I feel like there's a bit of a lesson in this one to be gleaned.
Deeply German. So
the princesses don't even want to confess. Like, I think they're 100% on board with these prince guys.
Yeah.
Every version that I have heard, all the various, I've read a couple versions of it and the Barbie version, etc. In some way, the princesses are being coerced. It's usually like they're under some sort of spell where they don't recognize what they're doing, or they think it's a dream, so they're cool with it, a la Clara and the Nutcracker. So I think that's something that we need to decide too, is are they aware of what's happening and do we think it's bad?
I agree that we need to address it before we get too deep in.
Yeah.
But I'll go one step further. No. I think, because the way you've described it, like, all of the other ones do this, or all of the other ones, they're slightly coerced in some way or another.
Mm-hmm.
What if we don't do that? What if they're 100% on board?
This is their choice.
They are. This is their choice. This is what they want. I mean, your dad's gonna make you marry some guy you've never met. Or there's this handsome guy in a portal in the basement that you already really like. And there's the element with the drugged wine.
So I missed that a little bit. Where does the drugged wine come into play?
So every guy, like, he gets 3 nights to figure out what the hell's going on. And when he gets put in the bedroom with the 12 princesses and the 12 beds, they're like, "Here, have a drink
Oh,
before
the
we all go to
princesses
bed."
drug him.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I missed that detail. Gotcha.
So this I like that. What if this first started happening / first started appearing around the time the first girl was betrothed, and this is fucking up the betrothal of the oldest? 2, do we make the dad the villain?
I mean, every king is a villain to me, but that's separate.
I mean, we are Americans for a reason.
USA, USA.
I'm not sure, in answer to your second question, about making the king the villain. And at least where I'm at right now is I'm not sure if there's going to be, and I'm making big old finger quotes, a villain for this.
I think it's a lot more interesting if every character has relatable motivations for why they're doing what they're doing. And there's not necessarily good and evil, a hero and a villain. It's like each character just moving forward towards their own goal and where those clashes are.
Yeah.
So I know that we've done this a couple of times, but
I love that you're saying that in the beginning of our 3rd episode.
Literally a couple of times.
I think we should throw out there, I'm throwing out the idea that maybe this doesn't start happening with the betrothal of the oldest. Maybe this is something that was kicked off by the death of their mother. And it's a demonstration of... I like dead moms.
Killing that mom.
It's a demonstration of the king not understanding how to take care of his daughters, and each of the daughters. It's grief. It's about grief. All media is about grief.
I actually like the idea of making this about grief, though.
It basically, this portal is more or less a monument of the grief that losing your mother causes.
Yeah, the kids are trying to escape the grief one way. Dad is trying to process his grief in a different way, and that's where the clash is.
Yeah,
because the two methods of processing are fracturing the relationship with the one parent they have left. I think there's something there.
Because Dad is trying to make sure that all of his children are taken care of. Mm-hmm. And he's doing that by, like, forcing them into betrothals early or rushing whatever the current plans already were so that he can make sure, okay, before I die, they all need to be taken care of. And all the girls are like, bro, chill. We just lost our mom. Give us a minute.
I mean, there needs to be a war, too. And I know I say that kind of a lot with these sorts of stories, but specifically with the guy being a soldier coming back from the war. So, like, there has to be a war, but how big is it for us? And I feel like that ties into the king needing to process his grief and also care for his children, both literal and the kingdom.
So, two things. One, I think we should set this during an actual historical event, like 100 Years' War, something like that, just so it'll help develop the setting and that kind of thing. Second, what if instead of losing a mom, they lose an older brother in the war?
I like that.
Yeah, so you still have the king dealing with grief, mom dealing with a different kind of grief, and then all of the sisters also dealing with their various forms of grief, because let's say he's like the 3rd or 4th oldest. So it's the little brother to some of them. It's the older brother and almost a father figure to the youngest.
What if we flat out make him dead center?
That almost feels too, like, cut and dry. Like, I want him to be 3rd or 4th, but yeah, it doesn't. I don't think that matters as much. It just gives us a lot of room to play with, if we're going with grief, which it feels like that's the road we're walking down.
And also, what if Dad is absent because of the war? And so the main person we see is Mom, instead of her being dead.
Yeah.
I love it, and I'm just very quickly Googling German Renaissance war. Let's see if there's something we can... The German Peasants' War. 1524. Boom.
Cool. Ooh, then we can play with classism too.
We can, but I don't think we should. I there's too many flavors starting to mix together in the pot.
That's less for us doing a treatment and more for a screenwriter writing dialogue.
Yeah.
That's true. So, let's start thinking specific scenes, and I feel like I want to start at the beginning, literally the opening. And I think the best opening is a waltz in the fantasy zone.
I was gonna say, I want to start in media res. Maybe it's even the girls walking into the portal. And, like, all pre-credits is this magical dream sequence, and then post-credits is, bam, real life.
I disagree.
Okay.
Everyone remembers the first time they saw that scene when you first see Oz in The Wizard of Oz. Starting there, because I don't want to say it's a gimmick, but if we're doing that kind of, like, palette shift there, you don't want to, blow the load too early, so to speak. You want to build to that a little bit. We can hint at it with maybe
fast interspersed cuts between, like, feet dancing in fairyland and, like, feet in boots marching.
Yeah, no, you read my fucking mind. Exactly what I was thinking of.
Is it too much?
But still with the fairy music throughout both.
Is it too much to have the boots marching home be for their brother's funeral?
We can have different boots. Muddy ones running forward, polished ones walking back.
As the dancing feet in Fairyland are walking back, that's when you get the boots walking in for the funeral. And that's when we come up on the funeral.
Yeah.
Open with that.
Yeah.
So just kind of getting something firm in my head then. It's the middle brother who's dead.
Yeah, I'd say
What about the mom?
Mom is still alive. If we're killing brother, Mom is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I think that is absolutely the right call.
And I think part of why it goes so far is that Mom is also dealing with grief, so she kind of lets some things slide and doesn't realize how bad it's gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I also think if we're doing it this way, I think Mom needs to be the one who solves it.
I mean, it has to be the guy, the soldier guy.
I think it can be both. I'm thinking, like,
I think that this is something that we can definitely untangle.
Yeah.
And I think that the way we untangle it is by continuing through the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after the opening with the dancing and walking and marching shoes, it's the funeral in, like, the state chapel. It's full of people in Renaissance-y kind of clothes, kind of bougie in general.
Throngs of people outside.
Throngs of people outside, and it's during the slow pan out or pull back that we're introduced to our soldier man.
Did this soldier man serve with the brother and get injured? Is that why he is no longer at the front lines?
I don't think that's a bad idea.
Or is the war over now? And the country is in grief as well.
I like that. I like that like the war is over, but it's also one of those where we don't really know what the war was about.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of us as storytellers, but literally like what was all of this for?
Yes.
Yeah.
We won.
Some lines on a map moved.
We won, but at what cost?
And for what gain? I like that the guy is coming back with a wound. I kind of don't like that he served with the dead brother. I think that can just be part of, like, the nation thing, that you all must mourn, it was the king's son.
Like, I think it would be an interesting touch if every male character in this, outside of the king, that is between the ages of, like, 16 and 40, has an injury of some sort.
And the princes. The fairy princes.
Yeah.
Because that's a subtle... It's more, again, this is more of a screenwriter thing, but that's a subtle nod to the girls not knowing a place where men are whole. Everyone is injured. Literally every man they have ever met is injured in some way.
Mm-hmm. Although the princes would be like hot scars under the eyes and shit like that.
So I'm picturing like the scene in the chapel, and we get some holy words from a guy in a funny hat as the camera pans out over the groups of people outside. They can't really hear, but they're just kind of milling around, aware that it's going on inside. And when the camera gets back to where our soldier man is, the bells ring. And he kind of stops what he's doing and salutes. And maybe we see in the background some other people do too, but they're not quite sure where they're saluting to. They just know they're supposed to. And then he sighs, and then I want to say he goes into a tavern, or into an inn. And this is where he meets with the old woman.
Maybe he doesn't meet her immediately, but she's having a conversation on the other end of the tavern that he can hear. But that's how we transitioned into the exposition. Like, there could be a conversation here where she's explaining the plot, so to speak.
What if it's his family's tavern and he just works there? But not like... It's like his uncle's tavern.
Yeah, he goes in and puts on an apron.
Yeah.
And then takes the rag and starts wiping the bar.
Yeah.
What if he knows the old lady?
He knows the old lady as a patron? Yeah.
Like he's known her for years as a patron.
Yeah.
You know, is the service over already, Gertie? Oh, I didn't even go. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And maybe she's a little bit gossipy. I don't think I want the old woman to be magic.
Yeah, I was thinking we've got enough magical realism going on later. I don't think we need her to be magical.
Yeah, I'd be cool keeping sepia tone like as real world as possible.
Yeah.
The only thing is, she's not magic, but at least in the original, she's the one who gives him an invisibility cloak. But it could just be as simple as, I found this in their room.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, but I feel like you shouldn't drink the wine, and also here's this coat that I found.
Yeah, that's easy enough to write out.
Yeah, that's a hand wavy.
Yeah.
I mean, the wine is clear enough, because the wine is like...
Maybe she glimpses them adding something to a wine. Or she hears whispers when they go gather a wine bottle for dinner. No, not that one, it's that... And she's like, what is that one? And then she realizes it's already been uncorked. Something like that.
Because she is their governess or whatever, she's been the one who's seen the suitors, like, sleeping in chairs when they're supposed to be figuring it out.
Chambermaid. She doesn't even have authority like a governess. She's... From their perspective, she's not even there.
Yep.
Not even a person.
Yeah, she's just a maid.
Yeah.
That fits a lot better.
Yeah.
Because then they also wouldn't consider her people, necessarily, and she would get access to a lot more than she should.
Yeah, she would also be able to
and also,
sneak in and out of
why
the
she's
room.
not at the funeral.
Yeah. Because it took so long for them to get ready that she had to do all the cleaning up afterwards and barely got to the tavern at the end of the funeral.
Or even wouldn't have been allowed in the church because she's not noble enough. Because inside the building itself would just be royalty and noble.
I feel like we should avoid seeing the princesses as much as possible. I think this movie needs to be told sort of through the perspective of the guy.
Finally, we had a female-led project. Immediately. It's gotta be about a guy. No, but it makes perfect sense. Where we're going with this, it has to be through his perspective.
Yeah. Because I kind of want him to think the princesses are like... not to lean into the stereotypes or whatever, but I kind of want him to think they're like selfish and spoiled and whatever, and over his observation nights, he comes to realize what's actually happening with them. And it's kind of like they both start seeing each other as people.
Yeah.
As opposed to just their ranks.
Because of grief.
Grief. All media is about grief.
So how do we transition from him sitting in a bar talking to Gertie? How do we get the exposition of the dancing and the ruined shoes and whatever else we're doing? Is it all just she's gossipy?
The conversation is interrupted by town crier hanging up the thing, help wanted, eligible men back from the war, help solve the mystery. A scene like that, you know what I mean?
What if the first person to try and fail is the, rule of threes. You got one dude who tries it and fails. I think the second dude who tries it and fails should be a noble or prince of the country they were just at war with. So tensions are rising again, and that's why we have to bring What's-His-Face in.
I like that. I like that energy. So what happens to those who fail again? Do they get the choppy?
They get their head cut off.
Okay.
I think they should just get disgraced. I don't think we should kill them in this version. I think they should just be, like, imprisoned.
So maybe one of the first guys is in, like, the stockade. And that's how we get some of the exposition of the mystery and the punishment.
So I'm going to jump ahead real quick because I have an idea. After the first guy tries and fails, gets stockaded or some other public embarrassment, our guy gets word from Gertie that she might have an idea. And then the second guy is this neighboring prince tries it. And when he fails, because this public embarrassment is what's going to trigger another war, because he still has to face the punishment, and now all of a sudden, like, that tension is building, he steps in to prevent the punishment from happening by putting his life on the line to solve it. So the stakes are higher for our character, but he's also doing it for a nobler purpose, which would be sending the country back to war.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that escalates the stakes a little bit more.
Yeah.
Playing around with that. And he gets the confidence to do it because he knows Gertie so well, and he thinks she might have answers. That's when he goes back to her, and he's like, yo, I just did something stupid. I need your help.
Yeah.
I also really like that because it shows he's been to war already. He doesn't want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't gain anything from this.
Exactly. Like, so many more lives are going to be lost because of this. He had 3 days to solve a mystery and couldn't solve a mystery, and now thousands of my brethren are going to die? No. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
So I do want us to at some point, if we can, shift focus to the mom.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of the expositional parts should come through the perspective of the mom.
What if we follow Gertie as she, like, leaves the tavern and goes back to the palace?
Okay.
And again, I think we still shouldn't see the princesses. I think because they should be asleep.
I think they should be in the background. Let's bear in mind there are 12 of them.
Yeah.
So, like, we could Starbucks and Fight Club. Every shot has a princess sleeping in the background.
Exactly. Like, they're like soft focus. You're not paying attention to it.
You see, is that a lump of rags or is that a little girl sleeping?
That was the other thing I wanted to say. I think Soldier Boy needs to be, like, young, but not too young. So I want to say, like, mid-20s. Like,
okay.
frontal lobe is developed, but he's still young enough to be impulsive.
Like 27.
Yeah. And I think oldest daughter should be, like, 23. Because then if you were popping one out a year, that gives you youngest one would be 10.
One out every other year. 13 kids. If she's, like, 23, you got a set of twins in there, you're good. Oh, maybe not quite.
I think this is one thing that we don't need to put this much effort into.
Fair.
Thank you. Get us back on the rails.
Instead of putting, like, one a year, just say the oldest is, like, 23, the youngest is, like, 12. Maybe there's a couple that are, like, twins. Nobody's gonna think that hard about it, except the CinemaSins guy. And as much as I love him, fuck that guy. So we follow Gertie to the castle. I mean, we don't follow her all the way. We can do some camera cuts. But to the castle where immediately focus shifts to the mom. And I think when we're in the castle, we, like the royals, barely recognize Gertie.
Yeah. I feel like it's what I'm seeing in my head is like it's that shot where it's like someone walking somewhere and it expands to show the whole place and then it goes back in on a window and it's somebody else.
You are reading my fucking mind. I'm envisioning a crane shot of her going in a back entrance as the camera is coming up and getting her from above, and then the camera swoops into a high window right at Queen mid-conversation.
Yeah.
Get out of my head, you two. Both of you. Swear to God, it's freaking me out now.
And so the mid-conversation that they're midway through, I'm seeing a table, a round table in a darkish room, and there's a bunch of worn-out shoes on the table. And it's mostly a conversation between the king and the queen and maybe some advisors.
I was thinking like tutors, because the girls are not doing well in their lessons because they're sleeping through them.
There's absolutely like a priest or vicar or other religious official there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I want us to have servants very soft focus in the background to the point that you can't tell if it's Gertie or not. Like, I want them to be there and I want you not to notice them.
Yeah.
But there'll just be like cups getting served, put on the table. The king immediately takes it and drinks, doesn't even look.
Like they're dressed all in one color, like stagehands at a play. Like if you look for them, you see them everywhere, but like they just auto camouflage into the like WWE camera guys.
Yeah.
You never see them motherfuckers, but they're there. So bunch of shoes on the table. A hurdle for me here is it just an emotional overreaction to the shoes that the queen is having? To put forth this much effort with this much risk and reward to solve the issue, or is it more than just the shoes, and the shoes represent something else tangible?
The shoes are a clue in a much more serious mystery, and that's why there's like the scholars and the advisors, and like, because at some point these girls may be rulers and they're not able to focus on their studies. And I don't know what the significance of these worn-out shoes are, but this is the third pair that each of them has gone through this month.
Okay. Add doctors to the people in this room. Because mom is afraid that she's going to lose another kid.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think the end of this scene, whatever happens in the discussion, the way this scene ends is with a camera move going from, eye level down to the shoes, to the table, to the floor, through the floor, and we could see in the window in the background that it's now nighttime, through the floor into a bedroom with 12 empty beds, and maybe a 13th bed with a guy snoring away, and then continue down into the floor where it's all black, and then we fade in back at the tavern, or wherever the next scene will be.
Would they all share one room? Because you could also do that as like a horizontal camera move through 3, 4, 5 different bedrooms with empty beds, and then one with 2 empties and a guy sleeping in a third, or on the floor.
I think, yes, they are all sharing a room at this point.
Okay.
As part of the mystery thing.
Okay.
They didn't start out, but they're like, okay, well, they're all experiencing it, so we'll put them all in the same room.
Okay. Like, I was like, they're the king and queen. They're not living in a 2-bedroom apartment here. But, no, that makes sense.
They're not, but also, we put all the kids in the kid pile.
Yeah.
There's the one that's going to be the actual heir, and the rest of them are in the kid pile, and I don't really give a shit about them.
That makes sense.
Plus, for later on, when, like, they go in under the trap door under one of the beds, like, they all have to be in the same room for that.
Yeah.
Reasonable. Okay.
We were finding them all in the same room in the morning, so we figured we would put them all in.
It doesn't have to be a great reason, as long as there's a reason.
Yeah.
So then, after we get that little, wink and teaser...
Is that when we do 3 days later? Just hard cut to...
Gertie walking back to the tavern, and there's a dude in the dude we saw sleeping is in the stockades. I do want to add one tiny thing.
Mm-hmm.
When we're doing the pan down and we're going through the floor, you see everybody's shoes. I think it would be kind of fun if the servants' shoes were just as shitty as the worn-out shoes of the princesses.
Yes.
Maybe if we can thread that needle later, they literally are.
Oh, they're wearing the worn-out shoes from... Yeah. Tiny things.
That transition Pan down, dude's passed out on the bed, not like normal. He's like feet at the head end, head at the ass end, arms flopped over the edge, hard cut, same frame to him in the exact same position, but in the stocks.
Yeah, I like that.
And then 3 days later in like Roman ass font underneath.
And then, yeah, I like that. And then we get Gertie walking by to go into the tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is where we thread in that about the noble from the neighboring kingdom and so on and so forth. So I think we can jump forward a little bit to him already having agreed to try. And it's the night before his first night.
Okay.
Should we call our guy?
Yeah, we need to give him a name now.
Are we going German again, like we did with?
I don't think we have to.
Okay.
I feel like I want him to have, like, go by a last name-ish nickname. Like, I've been playing Mass Effect, not like Shepard, but something like that, where, like, it's his last name, but it's what he's called.
Is it too on the nose if they call him Captain? Because that was his rank.
Yes. I don't think I want him to be that high up.
I thought you read my mind again, because I was like, is it too on the nose to call him Hunter?
I don't want him to be that high up, but I like the way I like the direction you're thinking in.
Yeah, I like Hunter.
I do too.
Okay.
I was gonna say Hunter, Archer, Fisher, something like that.
Yeah.
Fisher. I like Fisher.
Fisher's good. Fisher's good.
Because the thing I was thinking with Fisher is the girls could, like, the princesses could kind of mock him a little bit and call him Fish.
Like Luna.
That's good. So it's the night before his first attempt. He's closing up the bar, and that's when Gertie comes in to tell him, you know, I don't know what's going on. I have no more idea than anybody else in the kingdom, but don't drink the wine. And also, I found this in one of when I was doing the sheets on one of the beds, I found this. You might as well take it, because they'll know I took it.
I feel like it should have a little of the sheen that we're gonna see later. Like, it shouldn't quite fit.
Like, it's a color we haven't seen on screen before.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird pale pink that does not belong.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know what this is, but this feels important, and it feels like it's connected.
Yeah. And on a visual note, I feel like it should have some kind of, like, fiber optic element to sparkle in an unnatural way.
Okay, yeah.
That also could play in later when it goes invisible. The fiber optic element, like,
kind of masks the shitty CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because all CGI is and always will be shitty.
Yep.
So then we'll have a bit where he talks to the ministers about, you know, avoiding the war.
Yeah.
We'll start with I'll try the trials and the promise that you can marry whichever of the princesses. Do we want to do a bait and switch with the princesses?
What do you mean?
Like, he chooses not to marry them anyway?
Either that, or we set it up that he's going to pick one, but then he picks the oldest. I'm going to be honest. Part of what I like about this is that, like, in the original, he's an old man, and he picks the oldest just because, like, I'm old. I'm not going to live that long anyway.
Mm-hmm.
At least you're mature enough to appreciate that I'm going to die, and then you can be happy when I do. Although he is...
I think we could almost do it the other way around, where everyone assumes he's going to pick the oldest, but he picks... Let's say he picks the one that was... Oh, we were talking about twins. What if the prince had a twin?
Oh, a twin sister.
Yeah. One of the third...
So, like, the third or fourth is... I like that.
And that's who he ends up choosing to marry, because they end up bonding for whatever reason.
Because did we decide did he know the prince in the war?
He didn't, but okay. I feel like
maybe the prince was
compatible.
Like the prince was his commander, or like 2 levels above. So he saw him regularly and idolized him, but never had any actual, like, maybe one handshake at some point during the war.
Yeah,
something like that. Like he met once, but he's like an idol.
Yeah,
and maybe as he learns more about them, he learns that the twin sister is more like what he thought the prince was, and the prince was also kind of a dick on the side.
Yeah. Never meet your heroes.
Yeah. Bingo. But his sister's cool. Meet your hero sisters.
So then we move into the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want us to keep, just because it's such a weird detail, and we don't have to comment on it. I kind of want him to have, even if it's not a regular thing, just for tonight, a little sponge under his chin.
Yeah.
That he pours the wine into.
It's like, no, like, Gertie comes
Yeah.
in, she's like, I told you not to drink the wine, and he's like...
Yeah.
Then he does a big, like, yawny stretch, and maybe even does, like, I'm not tired. I'm keeping my eye on you, princesses. And feigns falling asleep.
Yep.
Lights go out. The princesses don't think he's asleep, so they like, the youngest one doesn't think he's asleep. And so the oldest one maybe does the mirror thing to see breathing, just holds a little mirror in front of his face. Look, see, he's asleep. Now, shh. And then they lift up the oldest one's bed like it's a Murphy bed. And underneath, that's where the stairs are. And they go in order. But the youngest one, like, looks back like, this is an audible medium. So I'm doing that thing where I point at my eyes and then I point away from my eyes.
Well, maybe she does like a jump scare at him to really test, to make sure he's asleep.
And he just snores.
He just rolls over.
Plot twist, he's actually asleep. He just got really used to taking cat naps as a soldier.
I want to say that the bed starts coming down like a slowly closing fire door.
Mm-hmm.
And he puts on the cloak, and it has to come down really slowly for us to get him putting on the cloak. Or maybe he ducks underneath, but they're already around a corner.
Yeah.
And so we get the closing door, then he puts on the cloak, we can see the beautiful shimmery, now he's invisible.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of intrigue as they go down a spirally staircase, and the youngest one, like, thinks she hears something. She says out loud, I hear footsteps. Maybe one of the sassy ones says, yeah, I hear 12, shut up.
Yeah.
I swear there's someone behind us. Yeah, Sally, now keep moving. I'm in a hurry here.
And then one of them was like, fine, like, shines a torch back, can't see anything because he's invisible, and makes a joke about the boy who cried wolf.
Yes.
Future episode of the pod.
Do we want to spend any effort on what the portal looks like? Or what form the portal takes?
Nah, I don't think that's important.
I think it should just... I think, if anything, it should just look like a doorway, except they disappear when they go through it. And that's why he's like, what the fuck?
Or even, like, the staircase... Like, what I was visualizing is the staircase going down is long enough that the other end of it is just the other world. You never even see a portal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the light starts becoming wrong as he keeps descending the stairs.
Yeah. I think that's down to the eventual visual styles of... That's where that gets decided. That's not here.
Yeah. The only thing that's important to me is that it's just normal.
Yeah. It's not like it's not like the portals in Avengers Infinity War. And
Correct. It is not a big to-do.
it's not on your left.
So, when they come out of the portal, they're in, I still kind of want there to be a portal, even if it's just so that this part seems extra weird. That it's literally like in the game Portal. It's just like a doorway in the middle of an orchard.
Yeah.
That, like, they come out of, and the orchard is all full of... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Howl's Moving Castle kind of... Like the...
Yeah, I was gonna say more like if you played Psychonauts 2.
Okay, yeah.
The grandma level. So they come out of this doorway in an orchard full of trees that are all silver. The grass is like a very bright blue, like a light green bright blue.
Okay, yeah.
Like halfway between neon and pastel.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the first night, so all Hunter does is get a twig, right? He doesn't do the whole fucking journey on the first night, or does he?
I believe the first night he loses track of them, the second night he follows them further, and the third night is when he finally figures out where they're going.
For how we do it, I'd say the first night he loses track of them because he's like, what the fuck? I've never seen silver. The second night, and the first night he takes a silver twig.
Yeah.
Just breaks it off a branch. The second night, he follows them as far as they get to through the silver trees, through the gold trees, through the diamond trees. But when he gets to the edge of the water,
the boats have already left.
Yeah. Maybe he even lets them go. Like this is my checkpoint for tonight. This is as much as I can figure out. And he takes some more branches.
Yeah. I also think in continuing with the escalating rule of threes, the first night, the youngest princess, I think, should look back, but shouldn't say anything. The second night, she should be like, guys, there's somebody behind me. And that's where her sisters are like, shut up, you're such a worrywart. And then the third night, he targets that sister because he already knows the other sisters aren't going to believe her.
Yes. I actually was thinking when reading this, why does he go with the youngest if she's the one that's cottoning on to him? But you make a very good point, that he realizes they're not going to believe her anyway.
I was going to say, when we get to the third night then, and they're on the boat, does she have a whispered conversation with him?
Before we cross that bridge, I want to talk about, I think we should have a couple of daytime scenes in between with the queen.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking between each night, we get a scene with Gertie and Hunter sharing intel and trying to solve the mystery, and then a scene with the queen as she's queening.
And I think this is where we have some more of the princesses in the foreground, the queen interacting with them.
I also think Hunter needs to have interactions with twin sister and with, ideally it would be with twin sister, oldest sister, and youngest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think, like, before his first attempt, there should be, like, a formal introduction. Like, all of the princesses are there, king is there, queen is there, and maybe that's even the same scene where he's like, bro, don't embarrass this man just for your pride. Like, I'll take his spot and you can kill me if I don't solve the issue. And I feel like we should kind of see twin sister, like the princesses all react in their various ways, but, like, she is kind of like,
Like, it starts there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the vibes that I'm kind of getting from this, but more serious? Knight's Tale.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think there has to be something about the princesses vocally rejecting or pushing back against being held up as a prize.
I'm okay with that.
They don't want to be married. They don't want to be given.
I feel like you could also, to go back to the grief theme, and I feel like it could be something where they're vocally arguing with their mother, as opposed to, like, the king. Like, this is after the king is like, hey, this is unilaterally the decision I made. And they can be in the thing, and the sisters can be like, so you're gonna marry us to men so you can put them in wars and kill them too? Like, that vibe.
Mm-hmm. So now the third night.
Okay, so third night.
Bill, you had asked what if he talks to the youngest. I want to delve into that just a little bit more. Why and what would they talk about?
So
is he pressuring her?
I'm not quite sure. Like, I don't know where I would want to go with it. I'm just imagining a scene where it's quiet, they're on the boat, and, like, there's a lull with her prince and her conversation, and she just whispers off towards the back of the boat, like, I know you're there, and then continues her conversation. Like, I don't know why that's in my head. Because I don't know where...
It's a stunning picture is why it's in your head.
I don't know what to make of it, though.
What if, I mean, we said the youngest one is, like, between 10 and 12, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's all fun and games to go and dance with a fake person every night, like, even if you want to. But, man, what if her feet just hurt? She wants to sleep at night and just do what she wants. Because the whole deal is about their independence. And she's just the youngest one. And, like, yeah, I have to do what my sisters say, but also, like, I like reading and, like, painting. And I don't mind getting married. Like, I don't want to get married right now, but I don't mind getting married in the future. Like, that's kind of her motivation, is like, I'm too young to think about all this shit, you know?
Like, maybe she's just kind of nonchalant about it. Just like, so you figured out the wine, huh? Yeah, I mean, this is a fun thing we do every night, like you're saying, and just don't pick me if when you tell them tomorrow, okay? That's weird. You're old.
So I guess I do want to come back to, I really want it to be that the girls are doing this of their own volition.
I think they are, but it's the same thing of like, it's the older ones who have kind of like stronger personalities that are leading it, and all of them are doing it willingly, but it's that same thing of like, everyone kind of goes through grief, etc., at different rates.
Instead of saying anything else to him when she knows he's in the boat, when you tell them, are they going to take this away?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So it shows she does this because she likes it. They all like it. But it's because when we go home, Mom is so sad and Dad is so distant, and this is something we could do together. We get to hang out with these, and like all the stuff we were talking about earlier with them wanting to be individuals and all that.
Mom is sad and Dad is distant, and Teresa or whatever her oldest sister is so angry, and everyone is happy here. I don't want to lose that.
I just, when you said, if you tell them, will all this go away? Immediately, I pictured in my head, probably.
I still don't know if I want him to say anything.
Maybe that's all he says. Like, I know you're there. He doesn't say anything. Are you going to tell them? He doesn't say anything. And then what you just said, Cody, about, that's when she has the Dad is so angry and Mom is so sad and Teresa but down here. And then if you tell them, will all this go away? And that's when he says, probably. And then I think we just have to let that hang in discomfort.
Yeah.
I was going to say probably, or I don't know.
I think probably. Like, he's not going to lie to the kid.
Yeah. Either work, but yeah, probably hits really hard. Especially if it's after she's, like, poured her heart out.
This is another, like, visual thing. What if her color's dim when he says that?
I think he would do that through lighting, and I really like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, her demeanor's changed. And then the prince realizes, hey, you haven't said anything in a while back there. Why are you crying? Do you not want to dance tonight?
Maybe she in some way acknowledges that I do want to dance tonight, and it will be the best dance we've had.
The line in my head was like, I definitely want to dance tonight. I'm going to dance like tonight's my last. Like, something along those lines. Like, go down swinging.
Are these princes real, or are they a figment of the portal?
I don't think it matters. I don't think we need to know.
I'm thinking more like in terms of punishment for the princes, because there is a punishment for them in the original story. I feel like with ours, it's more figments.
I have an idea. It's the portal giving the Enterer what it needs in that moment.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a scene at the end where the queen goes down and her son is there. And the king goes down and like 50 women who aren't his wife are there.
And he never comes back. I was also thinking along those lines, what if twin sister's prince is her brother? But it's subtle and you never really... It's not like one of those things where it's like, ha-ha, look at it, look at your dead brother. But it's...
I don't know if I want an incest possibility here. We're already getting a little close to some pedophilia, so...
Fair.
Just putting that out there.
So when the boats arrive, I'm picturing it being kind of an island with a pavilion or a not quite a gazebo, but like a crystal gazebo, and there will be like tables with food, like bright green turkeys and purple hams, like fantasy color food, and goblets and decanters and...
I was thinking less Dr. Seuss vibes from it and more out of time vibes. Like they're at a 1920s Americana like bandstand type pavilion gazebo thing. And there's like barbecue.
See, I'm not thinking like Dr. Seuss.
No, I know what you mean. I'm
thinking more like, and I'm trying to have words to put to it. But I'm thinking like, okay, you've seen The Sound of Music, right?
Yes.
the garden place where he sings 16 going on 17
Yeah, okay.
in that rainstorm.
Like the greenhouse
I'm thinking
thing?
like that, like a greenhouse, only just bigger panes of glass and like the neon grass, and as if they rolled out a banquet in this place just for this dance.
Okay, yeah. No, that makes sense.
And I want there to be like an orchestra of just silver instruments playing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this can be a beautiful extended, dance sequence with some fucking Bolshoi ballet type choreography. Like some real heavy shit.
Yeah.
I almost feel like this. I almost feel like I want this to be the climax.
Yeah.
Does he reveal himself?
That's what I was going to ask. He takes one of the goblets from one of the tables. That's like the thing. So that goblet has to be extra otherworldly looking. Because that's the thing that will prove.
What if he dances with the youngest princess?
What if this is where he dances with the love interest princess? Or he dances with each of them, but we get a special focus on him with the youngest, him with the youngest is bittersweet,
Mm-hmm.
the love interest is lovey, and the oldest is like angry.
What I'm picturing from this is he starts with the youngest and he kind of works his way up to the oldest, and it's like that reveal where they're like, okay, well, you found us out. What are you going to do about it? And that's kind of the climax. And I think you can also have the sisters demonstrating their personality here by, like, love interest and youngest sister defending him. And she's like, they're going to take this away from us now. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
And just from this probably doesn't matter at all, but from the way I'm thinking about it, this is from a part where everybody dances with everybody.
Yeah, I was thinking it's one of those dances where, like, the partners rotate.
Yeah.
And he, like, bushes one of the princes and slides in there.
Not even obnoxiously. He just kind of, there's an extra one, and may I cut in? And when he does, maybe that one prince just... See, I had been thinking of them as fey creatures, but if we're going with figments, maybe that one then just dissolves when he does.
Or just starts eating some of the food.
Yeah. In some ways, indisposed.
Yeah, just, alright, I'm fine with this.
Or, along that same thing, the prince is getting his partner a beverage, and that's when he cuts in and starts dancing.
So, I love this for the climax. The dancing and the conflict.
The conflict, yeah, the final, face-to-face, basically.
Because I think also, the confrontation that I'm seeing is, like, Hunter starts it, and then it ends up being between the two sisters, like the two older sisters, and basically the love interest is like, we've been doing this to avoid dealing with the real world. We can't just stay here forever. We have to move on. And then oldest sister is like, but moving on means leaving them behind, and I'm not ready to say goodbye yet. Like that, again, bringing that grief to the forefront.
And that's when you realize that her prince is the brother.
Oldest sister?
Oldest sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's still seeing him, the other ones are just having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, I think we just kind of transition to the next day, in the throne room. And the king asks, have you solved the problem? And Hunter says, I believe that I have. And how can I put this? I want him to, provide, here are these gold and silver and diamond branches and this otherworldly cup, but it's not those things that do it. Those things are what drive the girls to confess what they've been doing on their own.
Yeah, like, I think the king is like, okay, so you brought some trinkets. This doesn't prove anything. Yeah. What does this have to do with shoes and sleeping?
And maybe it's the twin who is the one who brings it up. She's the one who confesses.
What if it even goes so far as he's like, you've failed just like the others, your execution will be whatever, and that's when she steps forward, she's like, no more killing. We've had enough in the war.
See, I don't know who I want it to be, and so I think it should be both, kind of simultaneously, the love interest princess and the youngest.
Like, the youngest runs to him to, like...
Does the whole, like, little kid, like, grab...
Yeah.
But they both yell no at the same time and step forward at the same time.
Yeah. Maybe then the love interest princess, she's the people don't need to keep dying, and the little one is the we have to face facts, or we have to live in reality.
Yeah.
And then each princess in turn can just, like, say another detail about where they've been going and you know, drugging the guys. And
I think they should all be visibly, especially the oldest one, they should all have visibly spent time crying.
yes.
Like, even through the glamour of court appearance or whatever, they should all be, like, the big bags under the eyes, the red puffy cheeks.
Yeah. I think the eldest should be the last to step forward and take the blame.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even admit to pressuring the others at times.
And then I want there to be a part where they go to the bedroom, open the trapdoor, go down the stairs, but the portal isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The trapdoor just opens to brick.
Yeah.
The trapdoor opens to steps leading down, around a corner, and then a wall.
Yeah, something like that. Which, oh, that's depressing. That's real sad.
Well, I mean, we're making a story about grief. What are you gonna do? But there can be some happy then that this is something that we're just gonna pull out of our ass and totally make up because it's not in the original. But I want to say the king takes the cup, and maybe it still has some funky looking wine in it. And he kind of turns to Hunter. He says, "So, you've solved the mystery. You've resolved the issue. You may choose your prize." And maybe Hunter drinks a little bit of the wine, and it magically youngifies him. So he goes from being, like, older to age appropriate for the love interest's daughter.
I feel like that doesn't quite fit the tone of what we do the rest of the time. I maybe instead of, like, youngifying him,
Maybe it fixes his arm.
yeah, like he gets, like, feeling back, and it's just like a little look we see where he, like, grips something again. He's like, oh, that healed me a little bit anyway. And then I had an idea for the proposal. I was like, pick your prize. I think the king should even go as far as to say, like, I assume you'll want to marry our eldest, as she is heir to the throne now. And she steps forward, and he's like, nah. And then is, like, real, like, consenty about it when he asks, if you choose, when you are old enough and ready, would you like to spend time with me? Like,
What if he doesn't even choose? He just takes one of the branches. He's like, this is the prize I choose.
oh, I'm okay with that. Takes the diamond one.
Yeah.
And his name is Hunter De Beers.
Different crimes.
The king offers any of my daughter's hand in marriage, and Hunter says that prize is not yours to give. And then, without even verbally saying it, he takes the chalice and starts walking out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's when he takes a drink. We have that feeling in his arm, or maybe he stops limping.
He does the Kane ambulance leg shake. There was a Monday Night Raw where the character Kane, the Undertaker's brother, broke his leg in his normal corporate body, and then in an ambulance became the Demon Kane, and then, like, shook his leg back into place and walked out to the ring.
See, I'm thinking of The Usual Suspects, Kaiser Soze.
That works too.
I want this guy. I still want him to end up married to the love interest princess.
I don't...
Maybe she, like, the denouement.
I also want him ending up being an heir.
Being an heir?
An heir.
I would almost want the denouement to be one last conversation at the tavern with him and Gertie, and he's asking about wedding preparations, and she's like, they're going great. You're gonna be on time, right? And he's like, of course I'll be on time. I just gotta finish up here. It's like, no, you're going to be on time for your own wedding. And then you realize, oh, he's marrying her. Cool.
Like, what if it even pans out and love interest princess is with him, and she's like, Gertie, Gertie, I will make sure he's there.
Oh, I was thinking it's in 20 minutes and she's in the dress. She's like, hurry up.
Because I'm thinking, like, you could even make a little banter that's just like, you walked away from me once, you don't get to do it twice.
Yeah. I think that's how we land that plane.
I like it.
I also think it would be fun to have, like you mentioned, the mom going downstairs. The mom goes down and there is no portal, but in front of the brick wall is just like a single diamond rose or something.
Yeah.
Like growing.
Okay, so I think we have the movie. Let's start casting it.
Okay.
And do we want to start with the big ones or the little ones?
Hunter, I want Princess Bride era Carrie Elwes, but that's, not now.
Oh, God, yes. For the queen, fucking Robin Wright.
For Gertie, I believe her proper title and full name, character actress Margot Martindale.
Stop reading my mind.
God,
literally,
everyone.
as soon as we named her, I was like, character actress Margot Martindale.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout. Good shout.
Friend of the pod.
King?
Wait,
hold on. You said Robin, right?
Yeah.
Carrie Elwes.
We do fucking, Sarandon. Chris Sarandon.
No, he's dead, I think.
I just Googled him. Carrie Elwes, I think, looks a little too young for the king today.
No, Chris Sarandon is not dead. Carrie Elwes is too young, you think?
I think he's too young.
I mean, Robin Wright.
He looks too young.
Robin Wright also looks too young then.
I was just thinking Robin Wright played a queen in...
Forrest Gump.
Robin Wright has played a queen in everything she's ever played, but that Netflix movie, Damsel, she plays the evil queen. Well, what about Michelle Pfeiffer?
I was looking at the Stardust cast.
Because Michelle Pfeiffer played the queen in Maleficent.
I was thinking Laura Dern.
I do like Laura Dern.
And she definitely has the chops.
For the king, I almost want a Javier Bardem type. Like, I want someone who's a little gruff and brusque.
My brain just auto-completed the face I've been picturing, Mark Hamill.
Oh.
For the king?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Mark Hamill.
I really like that.
Grizzled, angry Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's still alive, right? That's just semi-related.
He is. He's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah,
of course he's still alive. Remember, he played the role of Old Man Abernathy in Oscar contender J.D.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he playing, like, the president in Marvel now?
Yes. No, he's not playing the president. He's playing fucking Red Hulk.
I don't fucking know, dude. Marvel's wild.
Oldest daughter.
Ooh. How old were we saying she was? Like 24-ish?
Yeah, like mid
23, 24-ish.
So basically anyone 35 and under in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Jason Schwartzman.
Maybe not for the oldest daughter, but definitely for one of them, Saoirse Ronan.
I could see her being the middle. I was thinking Daisy Ridley for the oldest, but now I'm just like poaching Star Wars: The Last Jedi specifically.
I wonder why you would be poaching Star Wars. For the visual...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures of Carrie Fisher on our wall.
Yes. Gotta love Saint Carrie.
Queen.
I feel like she might be too old, but Claire Danes?
Claire Danes is too old. Ooh.
Evan Rachel
she's
Wood?
Definitely too old.
Also too old?
Probably.
She's 2 years older than you.
Yeah, probably a touch too old. Just because we're talking daughters here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough new movies. Oh shit! I got an actress for the youngest daughter.
Okay.
What is her name? Tatum Matthews. She plays Cherry in a movie called The Artifice Girl that I watched the other day and emotionally devastating me. And do you know what she does at the end of that movie? She fucking dances because she can. Tatum Matthews.
Okay. I'm Googling her, and yeah, I don't disagree.
Trust me on this one.
When do I not trust you on things?
Less frequently than you should?
This is too young, especially if we're going Saoirse Ronan or Florence Pugh for other daughters, but Zendaya.
No one said Florence Pugh.
I was thinking it, but I didn't say it out loud. Sorry.
But no, Zendaya?
As the oldest, she's too young.
Yeah, and I feel like she's just kind
youngest, she's too old.
So, Tatum Matthews for the youngest is just the eldest and, like, I guess the second or third eldest.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 23 and 20. Yeah, I think Florence Pugh is probably too old.
Florence Pugh's 4 years younger than me.
I think
28.
I think we're old enough, and this character is young enough that we can type it. Because what's her face from Perks?
Emma Watson?
Emma Watson, Perks era Emma Watson for the love interest.
You just have a crush on Perks era Emma Watson.
I sure do. We didn't land on Hunter yet, did we?
No.
No, we didn't.
Fuck. 'Cause I think it's just him and the girls.
What about Craven? Kick-Ass.
Oh, Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I could see it.
Because I'm thinking he's got that kind of like, especially with the Kick-Ass, he's got that kind of damaged superhero.
I'm sorry, who did we say?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm down with him.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's also, like, handsome, but not, like... Oh, Quicksilver. He also played fucking Quicksilver.
That's right. Yeah, he's handsome, but he's still... Like, he looks handsome, rugged, and he does period. He looks the part in period. Yeah. And I know the dude can act. I've seen Nocturnal Animals. Yeah, I'm cool with him. There's just the girls. Who's young and hot right now?
What about Chloe Grace Moretz for the love interest?
With Kick-Ass?
Listen. Okay.
I don't know how I feel about a girl who hung out with that dude when they were 10, or when she was 10 I don't hate the idea, it's just that connection is odd.
I'm just thinking like
I loved her in Demona.
Chloe Grace Moretz and not Saoirse Ronan, the other one. Florence Pugh both have similar facial features. So yeah. You could easily, and Florence is only a year older, but like...
That's a good point.
You could also have them be oldest and second oldest. And brother was third, you know?
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Florence Pugh has that kind of like spiky Yelena Belova energy.
Prickly.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got something here.
Yeah. So, can we think of any other characters that need filling?
Bill Hader for the guy who ends up in the stocks.
I like him being a stunt cast. I feel like we can do better than Bill Hader.
Like Chris Evans.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Like one of those traditionally way too hot American actors.
So then the only thing left, I think, is a title. And I've been thinking, and I've so far got nothing.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with the 12 Dancing Princesses. It's not as overplayed as like some of the other things that are on our wheel.
Two of them, the Russian variants that aren't the French one I mentioned earlier, they're titled The Night Dances.
That works.
The Night Dances or the Night Dancers?
Dances. The dances that happen at night.
Because I'm also thinking if we go with The Night Dances, it could be The Night is Dancing or the dances that happen at night. And I kind of like the
Night Dancers, the people who dance at night.
I have in my head What They Do at Night as the title, but that feels like a horror movie and it's not the right vibe.
Yeah.
I think I like the Night Dances the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Night Dances.
And the poster. I'm thinking just some ballet flats against a goblin.
I was thinking like a dark and mostly silhouette war scene, but one of the characters has on bright pink worn down slippers. That highlights more that makes it look like a war movie. It's not quite the vibe.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is worn down slippers, worn down shoes, descending the staircase.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to put my feet on camera so you can see it, but basically like 1 foot descending, so the arch is up and you can see how shitty the bottom of the shoe is, and then the second foot just like behind it, kind of like taking a step.
Okay. Maybe the invisibility cloak is like draped along the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And maybe the goblet is at the top of the stairs.
Or at the bottom.
At the bottom, yes, that's even better.
Yeah.
A tagline?
Dance like somebody's watching.
I think that's the best we're gonna do.
Yeah. I don't know if I got nothing.
I was thinking something about like escape.
Escape into fantasy? Escape into a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Night Dances. Escape into a dream.
Yes. I dig it.
And then we slap you in the face with gritty Gritty sadness.
Opening shot is a realistic decapitation.
And then we ease back into the magic world.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that we have a pretty good movie on our hands here.
Yeah.
I think I'd pay to see it.
Yeah, I'd probably actually check this out. If they do some interesting visual stuff. Green Knight Energy.
Yeah.
There it is. I was trying to fucking find it this whole time. God, that movie slaps.
What did we ever cast Hunter? Oh, we did. Aaron Taylor Johnson, because I was thinking Dev Patel.
Can we recast him to Dev Patel? Actually?
Sorry, Aaron. Give me some Dev. Hey, I didn't recommend a single Game of Thrones actor today.
That you know of.
No, none of the ones we listed are in Game of Thrones.
Well, I think we have something really good here with the night dances, and you can see it in theaters July 30th. This has been The Treatment. I've been your host, Mark Lucas.
Billy Beck.
And Cody Beck.
Have a good night, and we'll see you at the movies.